Hello and welcome to Cindershadow Gaming. I'm your host Cindershadow and this is This Week in Magic. Well, I'm going through my Arena account and I'm having to delete all my decks again. This is something I've done throughout the time of me building decks, playing on Arena and everything like that. Usually when a new set comes out, I just delete everything and start anew. However, one thing I wish Wizards of the Coast could implement, there is a cap of 75 decks that you can have in Arena, which is great. It used to be 60, they upped it to 75. However, I still reach that limit very often because I make a deck that's subpar. I make an incompleted deck. I do this, I do that. I play around with a lot of the meta. I play around with a lot of cards. There is a great way to save your decks. There is a favorite option for your decks. So if I do that, then I have a little bit more security there. However, what is really tedious about this is every single deck you make, you have to delete one at a time. I want to be able to select multiple versions of a deck or multiple decks at once and be able to just delete the entirety of them. Give us the option to be able to delete everything, please. Wizards, I'm begging you, give us the option so we can sit there and just delete everything. If you save all your draft decks, if you save all your sealed event decks so you can play with your friends for like F&M, or now it's called Midweek Magic, we'll get into that, then you just fill this up instantaneously. If there was an option to sit there and delete multiple decks at once, where you can say click on multiple decks just to delete them, or give us a separate delete screen where you can select all the ones you want to delete and delete them all at once, that would be amazing, in all honesty. It's just, a lot of times people have these decks, the decks that they want to keep, they put them into like MTG Goldfish or Deck Stats or something on some third-party app, make the set list of the deck so then they don't need it anymore in Arena. And it's just it's just so tedious. Like, I'm having to go through this and literally delete one at a time, and it's something that's got to be done. I gotta save that one. That one's a good one. Yeah, in all honesty, give us the option to delete multiple decks. That way when a new season rolls around or a new set comes out, we can do that and save the ones we want and just delete the rest. Like, we're talking 75 decks at once that you could just easily delete with the swipe of a button. Another thing that's happened this week, obviously why I'm talking about deleting decks, is because a new set rolled out on Arena. It's kind of strange. I figured there was another week before this was going to roll out on Arena, or something happened with pre-release where it got pushed back by a week and then the set got pushed back by a week or something. I don't quite understand what's happened here because, unfortunately, like a lot of people, I still have a day job and I still have to sit there and make money for my family and everything like that. By the way, if you guys do want to help the channel, do hit that like or subscribe button now, or even share out these videos. Anything that you guys do helps drastically with the channel. We're here to grow. We're here to stay. So I'm still making these videos as much as I possibly can. I know work is very hectic right now. However, the newest deck that's coming out, or the newest combo that's coming out, is the Book of Exalted Deeds, which is 3 white legendary artifact. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 3/3 white angel creature token with flying. For 3 white and tap it, exile the Book of Exalted Deeds, put an enlighten counter on target angel. It gains, you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. Activate only as a sorcery. So this is very, very vindictive, or very similar to the Platinum Angel. It's an angel. As long as it's on the board, you can't lose the game. Now, the problem with this is you're creating a counter and putting it on something now. So if, say someone had a indestructible land or something, then it's where you put it. So what people are doing is they're animating a Faceless Haven. It's a snow land. You tap it for colorless, but for 3 snow mana, it becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types until end of turn. It's still a land. So this skirts around a lot of removal. A lot of removal is non-land. And because this is a land, it's very hard to target. The other thing that makes this very hard to target is when it's not a creature. So you do this once, you put it on there, and then you just leave it there as a land for the rest of the game. You now have a land counting, saying that you cannot lose the game. This is a pretty big mistake between the two. When this came out, a lot of people rushed towards this in spoilers and everything, but this is just stupid. It's to the point where if you get these 2 cards going, and it's not hard. Like this deck that I have up on the screen is from DJ Vinyl. He's one of my moderators in the Discord. He's a great guy and a great deck builder. So do check out his channel. He does play a lot of Magic as well. But these 2 cards together are just not right. It's just stuff that shouldn't have happened. I don't know. I'm hearing reports from Arena that this is starting to kind of take over the meta, which when you have something gimmicky like this, it makes it very difficult. By the way, my friends list is working again, which is great. But yeah, the gimmicky sort of no-win scenario for your opponents is just horrible. You pull this off, people tend to try and play it out thinking they can win, but unless they have a way of removing a land, and in which case you usually don't, unless you're playing red or sometimes black, but mostly red, there's no way to get rid of a land. And this little combo is not that hard to pull off, especially when you're playing mono white. Other things you can do here, maybe throw in the new Mimic, because you can sacrifice it for a color of any mana or mana ramp, or something else that creates treasures. The deck itself is pretty easy. It's a cleric subtype. You have cleric class, soul mender, speaker of the heavens, so you just start making creatures. Griffin Airy, which we all saw that Griffin Airy and Book of Exalted Deeds would end up together. Hallowed Priest, Impassioned Quater. I don't know why Arena does this. When you import a deck, for some reason it picks 3 from one set and 1 from another set. I don't know why Arena does that. It's very strange. And this is one of the Arena cards now, so this is a card that will never rotate now from Standard. It has been deemed as a basic card in Arena only, and it fragments from Standard. You would think that maybe they would bring this card out then in a starter deck, so that might be where these cards end up in paper, but there's even some of these cards that have never seen the light of day in paper and only on Arena. Skyclave Cleric. This is a great option card with the land or the cleric that just gains more life. Dractos, Heliod, of course, Righteous Valkyrie, Basket. This is a very powerful planeswalker. For 3 mana, he does a lot. And then the Book of Exalted Deeds and an Angel of Destiny, because why not? Angel of Destiny is one of those cards that is a win more scenario. If you got him, you throw him in there. You don't necessarily need to run that card at all. You don't need to run Basircat. You can run this as a more budget version and add in a different cleric or something like that. Heliod, probably pretty important in there. But once again, he's not necessarily needed. You could build a different version of this deck as long as you have these 2 cards. you're just going to run people over, and they're not going to be able to kill you. Probably the only thing that this is going to lose to on a regular basis is super mill with the rogues. That's about it. Even then, you're doing enough damage quick enough that the mill just doesn't do it. They could mill you out, and then you just sit there and wait until they draw their last card. I suppose, like, there's not much else they could do. You literally could lock the game if you get this pulled off. So the only thing the mill has to do is get rid of these cards first. Ugh. Because you can't counter Faceless Haven. You can counter the Book of Exalted Deeds. You can't counter the creature. It's just, this whole deck is sickening. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a ban. Or we see something that just comes out that's a little bit faster, which probably is some sort of mono red. Okay, well, there was MTGA announcements on July 7th. They're talking about how it releases on all platforms on the 8th, which was a few days ago now. I did a live stream last night. I left it up for people that want to see it. I did a sealed event and a draft event just to give an idea on what's going on there. It didn't really play out any different than most draft sets, I think. I think there's more excitement around this being at the D&D tie-in. I think that's what is more excitable about the whole set. A few things that were in here. There's talking about a head start on Standard 2022. There's a new play queue that's coming, or that apparently, I believe it's already in there. I haven't looked myself, but they've dropped the last 4 and they're keeping only 4 sets legal. This is the set before rotation, so this is just keeping 4 sets. So if you want to play without the Ikoria set or without Throne of Eldraine, which both those sets had very, very powerful stuff in them, Mutate mechanic was very confusing, and Ikoria with the Adventures, the split sort of cards that were always so versatile, that dropping them is probably a big deal ultimately for getting a head start on something that's going to be maybe a little bit lower on a power level. There's talk about bundles. There's new stickers you can get. The Beholder sticker is pretty hilarious. Eliwick and the Mind Flayer stickers. These are emotes you can use during matches. They're interesting. Of course, you've got to pay 5,000 gold or 1,000 gems. I'm glad there's a gold cost to these. These things are way too expensive, though. They need to come down in price. At 5,000 gold, I will never look at this. 5,000 gold is 5 packs or a quick draft in Arena. I more prioritize building my set than getting cosmetics. And when these cost the same as building stuff, I don't even look at them myself. There's a Beholder pet also. Now, the Beholder pet, important note there, with the pets there, they do end up as cosmetics in the codes that they were giving away for F&M. Now, I don't understand if the F&M codes are still going to be there, because this big F&M at home is now midweek magic. They're getting rid of F&M at home, or F&M altogether, which I don't like. Like I touched on this before. The F&M events should still run. Most people still have a day job that play this game, and they can't get out to their local store during the week. You can't do it. It's plain and simple. So when it's during the week, you're making it a midweek magic. Yeah, they're also doing this with stuff during the week. So now I go to work, I come home, I barely have time to even look at anything. So now they're giving away 2 rares during the week, which I wish it was Friday and continuing, but they're making this limited from Tuesday to Thursday. And those are days I just don't have time right now to look at Arena or to play the game. So I don't like that you have to now sit there and dedicate some time when you come home. I get 2.5 hours when I come home before I go to bed. Then I get up the next day. So this is not good. For me personally, it might be good for some people being summer and people being off from school, but more people that are adults play this game that have a day job. So I don't know. It's very unfortunate to see that. Then there's new rank season, stuff like that, upcoming events. Artisan returns on the 20th. Yeah, that's about it. July 23rd is when the quick draft happens for Adventures into the Forgotten Realms. So save up your gold. That is the best event to try and stack up your gems for your account, and the easiest to probably build your sets because you're drafting against bots. Now, one last thing I want to touch on. There was some talk with the Worlds Championship, and that they had cut the prize pool from $1 million down to $250,000. There's been a uptick sort of in what has happened there, and they've just redistributed the way the money is being allocated. So the biggest thing here is now they've added appearance fees for World Championships. Appearance fees used to be something for the pro players to gain out of it, and now the difference here is, first, it's been a bit of a year, and in recognition of monumental accomplishment of qualifying for a World's Championship during the period time where the world at large has adapted to unexpected massive changes, including the global pandemic, each player who qualifies and participates in Magic World Championship will receive an additional appearance fee of $50,000. That is huge money. $50,000. Now you don't have to worry about placing. You can just play your games and have fun. That is what it should be. That's more of how you showcase the game and how you have people with a much better feeling overall. So first place only wins $70,000 instead of, it used to be, I think first place got like $250,000. So they actually took away from the higher tiers and now distributed that across the board. Everyone that makes the World Championship has worked very hard to get there, and this is kind of a reward at the end of the rainbow. It's $50,000. No, that's no little amount of money to shake a stick at, really, and you gotta sit there. Now, one thing of note was when I was searching up this story, I was on Google, and the synopsis, when it comes to these, most of these, they're talking about there's $1 million prize there to battle it out. So there's something still embedded in the text or the site that still says there's $1 million because it's still showing up on your search. So that is something to note as well. But to redistribute it where everyone gets a chunk of the prize pool, I think is going to leave people with a lot better feeling about them cutting the prize pool, because now they haven't really cut it. They've just redistributed the way it was. Unless these appearance fees are something that was there to begin with, which I don't think they were. I think they had gotten rid of appearance fees. There was some talk that they were getting rid of it a long time ago. So unless I'm wrong, this is a big win for the pros right now. This actually gets them more money than there being less money with the $1 million prize pool. So that's that. Well, everyone, I do appreciate you taking this time and stopping at the channel and watching these videos. I try to get this up once a week, if not on a Friday. It's usually a Saturday or a Sunday. Obviously, right now, with my work schedule, it's been Saturday or Sunday. Anyway, if you did discover this, thank you very much for watching it. Do like and subscribe. And hey, if you want to help out the channel, there is Patreon and membership links down below. There's even ways during live streams that you can send anything my way. It does help a ton with the progress of the channel. You guys have a great day. This is your proud Canadian Phoenix signing off. See you next time.